welcome to my channel. If you're here for the first time, it's really good to see you. If you're not, good to have you back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your basic trouser pattern. Now, my plan was to actually leave the trouser pattern until later on in my sewing journey. However, I was going through my Pinterest board and I saw this pair of trousers, which I think is very, very cute. I've been thinking about making it for such a long time. I decided to try my hands on it, and I made the mock, which I am wearing right now. So I thought to myself, why don't you make the video of the entire process? But in order to do that, I need to show you how to make your basic trouser pattern first. And that's why I'm making this video. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out on how I'm going to make the actual trouser. I've already bought the fabric for it, which is, I think, a burnt gold color. I don't know if that's a color, but I'm going to call it a burnt gold color. So it's a burnt gold crepe fabric, which I think will bring out the details very, very well. As you can see, the trouser in itself is very well detailed. So trust me, you won't want to miss out that process. So do me a favor and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Also, give this video a like if you want to see more of this kind of videos from me, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright now, go ahead and grab all your grabbables and let's start. My name is Ijoma, and welcome to my sewing diary. The materials you will need are your pattern paper. Now you will need enough to not only make your basic trouser pattern, but to also trace once done. You'll also need your long ruler, your curved ruler, your 90-degree ruler or protractor in my case, some pins, pen, marker or pencil, tracer wheel, short ruler, and your measuring tape. Now I'll leave the full list in the description box below, and I'll also leave the measurements that you'll be needing, as well as the link for my video on how to take measurements. Locate the center of a large enough roll of pattern paper and rule with a straight line. You want the breadth and length of the paper to be enough to cover at least 3 times your hip measurement and your full trouser length respectively. On each side of the center line, mark out about 1 to 2 inches and rule down with your long ruler. This is to accommodate the waist of the back pattern. Now the back pattern will be on the left hand side of the paper and the front pattern will be on the right hand side. From the new line on both sides, mark out 1/4 of your hip measurement and rule down the length of the paper. Mark 2 inches down from the top edge of the paper and rule across. This is your top line. From the top line, mark down the length of your center front to floor measurement and rule across the paper. This is your hemline. From the top line, mark down your body rise measurement and rule across the paper. This is your crotch line. We'll be starting with the right hand side, and that's your front trouser. So label the top square of your pattern on the right hand side like so. Calculate your front fork by dividing the distance between C and D by 4. Mark your front fork measurement from point D on the crotch line and label as point E. And then extend point E downwards with a straight line and label as point F. Calculate 1/4 of the distance between A and C and mark up from points C and D respectively, and then rule a line across. Label G and H where it touches the vertical lines. This is your hip line. Mark 1/2 inch down and in from point B and label point I. From point I, mark 1/4 of your waist measurements plus 6/8 inch for your front dart on line AB. Label this point J and then connect point J to point I with a straight line. The distance between points A and J should not be more than 1.5 inches. If it is, extend point J to a 1.5 inch distance mark from point A and then add the excess to the dart. Mark your dart placement at 1/4 the distance between points I and J, and then draw a 3-inch straight line down from that point. Divide your total dart by 2 and mark on either side of your dart placement, connecting to the 3-inch length with your short ruler. Connect points I and H with a straight ruler and points J and G with your curved ruler, like so. Mark half the distance between C and E on the crotch line and on the hemline, and then connect with your long ruler. This is called your crease line. Mark your side waist to knee measurement down from the top line and rule across like so, and then label K and L where it touches the vertical lines. This is called your knee line. Draw a 45-degree line from point D and then mark half the distance of points D and E on the 45-degree line and label this point M. Connect points H, M, and E with your curved ruler like so. You have now completed your front crotch length and for most parts, the front pant pattern. We'll be slim fitting later on in the video, but first we'll need to get the back pattern up to speed. You can decide to add ease to the crotch line of your back pattern depending on what type of fit you want. For a close fit, you need to leave the crotch line as is, and for an easier fit, you can decide to drop the crotch line by 1/2 to 6/8 of an inch. In this video, I dropped mine by 1/2 inch as I wanted an easier fit trouser pattern. Label the points as so for easy reference. Calculate 3/4 of your body rise measurement and mark down from points N and O. Rule across and label points R and S. This is your hip line. From point P, mark your back fork measurement, which is half the distance of line PQ. Label this point T, and then join with a straight line to point P. Extend point T down with a straight line to the hem and label this point U. Mark 3/8 inches down from point T and label point V. Draw a 45-degree line out from point P and mark 1/4 the distance between points P and T plus 1/2 inch on the 45-degree line. Label point W. Mark point X 1.5 inches away from point N and then mark 1/18 inches upwards from point X and label point Y. Mark same 1/18 inches up from point R and label point Z, and then connect points V, W, and Z with your curved ruler, and point Z to Y with your straight ruler like so. On the top line and from point Y, mark 1/4 of your waist measurement plus 1.5 inches for your dart. Do not add anything for dartless. Now this might go past point O and it is fine. So you need to connect the new point to point Y with a straight line like so, and to point S with your curved ruler like so. For a darted back pattern, mark halfway on your new waistline like so, and 2 inches up from the hip line. Connect the point on the waistline to the 2-inch distance with a straight line, and then distribute the dart on each side of the line on the waist and connect to the 2-inch mark below. Fold your dart, trace, and redraw your waistline. Be sure to take note of the waist distance after folding the dart, and also draw out the traced outline. Do the same for the front waist dart, and that is folding, redrawing, measuring and tracing, and then mentally add the distance of both front and back waist taken. The addition should give you half your waist measurement plus or minus half an inch. To draw your back crease line, on the front pattern, measure the distance between point C and the front crease line, and then mark this distance from point Q on the back pattern. Extend downwards with a straight line and label crease line. For your knee line, mark your side waist to knee measurement down from the top line on the back pattern and rule across the back pattern like so. So right now you have completed the pattern for a wide leg trouser. We will now need to slim fit it a bit for a more fitted look. To do this, starting from the back pattern, mark 1/4 inch in from point Q. Now you'll also need to measure the width of your ankle, and it should be wide enough to go through your feet. So mark 1/4 of your ankle's width on each side of the back crease line and connect to point V and the 1/4 inch mark in from point Q with your long ruler. Redraw your hip curve to the 1/4 inch point in from point Q like so. Do the same for the front pattern as well, going in by 1/4 inch from point C and connecting to 1/4 of your ankle's width on each side of the front crease line as you did the back. Okay, so at this point you're done with making the basic trouser pattern. I like to leave my pattern like this and make any further manipulations based on the design of whatever I intend to make. Now the next thing we'll need to do is to trace. So to trace, you need to place same size of pattern paper underneath your basic trouser, and starting with the back pattern, pin the papers together and go ahead and trace all parts like so. When you're done with the back, shift the pattern to available space and then pin and trace the front pattern as you did the back, making sure that you can fill all puncture holes when you're done. Unpin the papers and outline your trace marks with your pen, pencil or marker and rulers. And you're done! In my next video, I'll be showing you how to make this pair of trousers, which I am super excited to get my hands on. So make sure you subscribe, and until next time, see you later. Bye!